Mikkel, if you could share your final thoughts on this game and the tournament with us.
Just defense. I think we didn't get enough stops. They had a rhythm, but we just fought it in. You know, I could take that with me, you know, after this. But yes, it hurts.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, congrats to Canada. They played a great game. Feel bad for our guys. You know, they really put so much into this over the last 6 weeks. Amazing group, and you know, tough to try to hang in there tonight without 3 guys who are very important to the team. But these guys, Mikhail and the whole group, they fought and did everything possible to hang in. And Mikhail hit an incredible shot to force overtime. We just ran out of gas, but you know, Mikhail said it. We couldn't get stops. Team scores 127 points and shoots 51%, makes 17 threes. You're probably not going to win. So Canada deserved it, and congrats.
Thank you. I would like to open up the floor for questions. We start up here in the second row.
Mikhail, I know it might be tougher to relive this after what happened in overtime, but the play that you made at the end of regulation, send it to overtime. Take us through what you were thinking on the free throw and then all the way through making the shot.
Looked at coach and they told me to miss the second one and just try to, you know, miss it right. You know, that's kind of where you want the ball to be at, kind of, you know, in situations like that. And I just read and react and saw and just chased after it. Knew there was low time and, you know, just went and shot it.
We have one more question up here.
Coach, at the start of overtime, you guys made the decision to go small with Mikhail at the 5. What was the thought process behind that decision?
Well, Josh fouled out, you know, we were going small with Josh at the 5, and you know, I just made the decision to get those 5 guys on the floor. We were down by that time when Josh picked up his 5th. So I think we were down 6. So I thought if we got Mikhail in there, we could spread the floor and get to the rim. And you know, unfortunately, we just you know, we didn't get a good enough combination of scores and stops to cut into the lead. I thought their 6-0 run to start overtime was crucial, and they were able to control it from there.
One more question back here, yes?
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Steve, going through what you guys have gone through here, and especially tonight, how much can it help the process next summer? And sometimes our reminders like these needed, that everything you guys have been saying for years about how the world is caught up. Do you need to sometimes go through stuff like this to find that next level?
No, I didn't need any reminder. I was on the staff in 19. You know, we finished 7th. United States hasn't won the World Cup since 2014. It's hard. These teams in FIBA are really good, well coached, and they've got continuity, and they've played together for a long time. So this is difficult, and it's been difficult already. So, you know, what I am so impressed with is just the way our guys fought, and especially tonight under these circumstances, you know, missing, you know, 3 key teammates and just battling to get to overtime was impressive. So the narrative about, you know, USA basketball, FIBA, you know, do we need reminders? We're past that. You know, these teams are really good.
We have another question up here, yes?
Coach, earlier in the tournament, you said that you shared like the reason behind the construction of the team, the building of the team, for example, the way on being able to switch on everybody on defense. Do you think that the continuity you mentioned, like the thing to be accustomed to play in FIBA context, should be a factor also in building the next teams starting from Paris and onwards?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for us to build continuity with Team USA just because we naturally have so much turnover year to year. I think, what we've tried to do is really learn, what wins a FIBA game. We've really studied everything about FIBA and the history of United States basketball. And, when we've won, what has been the reason? And when we've lost, what has been the reason? So we study all that stuff. And, what it comes down to for us in this tournament, we put ourselves in a great position. We got to the semifinals. We were right there. We couldn't get enough stops. We just didn't defend well enough against Germany or against Canada. And that's the bottom line. So every year when you try to build a team, you try to build the best two-way team you can and be able to get stops and score. But everybody's trying to do that.
Jake Fisher with Yahoo Sports. For both you guys, Steve as the coach who deployed the double team against Shea, and Mikhail as someone who was often in those double teams. Just what makes him so difficult to guard when the game's on the line like that?
He's nice. He's just slithery. He knows how to get out, get away from you. He's first team, I think, for a reason. So, yeah, he's just tough. I mean, he's an unbelievable player, and he's just really good.
Yeah, he's the one who guarded him, Mikhail. He's got the best perspective. But we tried everything. When we doubled him, Brooks was making threes. When we didn't, he was making his pull-ups. So give those guys credit. They both played great.
One more question all the way in the back.
Coach, first of all, Thanastas Proulias from Greece. First of all, I would like to thank you for honoring the international basketball. For many decades, the international basketball is the one who's following the steps of the NBA, the high-end and the groundbreaking developments in terms of tactics, even the rules. After the experience you have in the World Championship in 19 and this year, do you think that the NBA needs or should copy something from the international basketball in terms to be an even more amazing league than it is right now?
That's an excellent question. The NBA is very different from FIBA, for sure. And I think there are some things from the FIBA game that would be good in the NBA and vice versa. But that's a longer conversation than just answering that question up here. So, but there's a lot to learn for sure.
I see one more question up here, yes?
Here, Mikhail, José Ramón Alba de RCB from Spain. From this time you've been with national team, which is the thing that you take it the most and you think would be important to also translate it into your game when you return to the NBA?
I just think the biggest thing I take away is just relationships I built with everybody, with the coaches and my teammates and everybody else on staff. That's what I just take away from this, just all the relationships I made through this.
I see one more question.
Hey, Steve, with three guys out, all with some kind of illness, was there something running through the team? And was there anybody who played today who wasn't feeling well?
There's definitely a bug that's gone through the team, and a lot of people besides those three players have been sick as well.
Final question for Team USA. Yes, over here.
Mikhail, having gone through this this summer and giving up the 6 or 7 weeks to do this, do you have an opinion on whether you want to go to Paris? Are you in if they ask? Have you thought about what it would be like to wear the uniform again next year?
Yeah, I think I'll never say no. It's an honor every time. I wouldn't, even though the outcome is not what we wanted, but I wouldn't trade these 6 weeks, 7 weeks away for nothing.
Thank you. I see one more hand up there.
Thank you. Karol Siva from Poland. Question to Mikhail. At the end of the day, it didn't have any meaning, but can you take us through the sequence when you miss a free throw, then you make this big three-point shot from the corner?
Coach told me to miss it, and I just try to miss it in the right way. I think they're worried about walking BP. So they just boxed him out, and I just had a clean lane and just went after it and tried to get behind the line.
Thank you. This wraps up the first part of the press conference. We will be back with Team Canada shortly. Welcome back to the second part of the post-game press conference after the third place game between USA and Canada. The final score after overtime, 118 to 127. Canada taking third place in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023. I'm joined now by head coach Jorge Fernandez-Torres and player Dylan Brooks from Team Canada. We start with both players in coach's statement. Dylan, 39 points and getting the medal for your country in the final game of the tournament. How does it feel?
I'm just happy to, be able to put this jersey on. I missed, a couple of, qualifiers and windows, and I'm just happy to be here, with my teammates, and put this jersey on and represent, my country, for the Canadians out there.
Thank you. Coach, anything you would like to add?
Yeah, of course. Really proud of Dylan. This is how it looks like when they let Dylan Brooks play. And it's not just on the defensive end that he's the best, with Lou, the best perimeter defender in the World Cup. And offensively, he's been extremely efficient, and it's not just this game. You guys see it: 12 for 18, 5 for 10, from 2, 7 for 8 from 3, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover. I don't think it gets better than that. Today was his performance. Obviously, Shea is amazing, and to me, MVP of this World Cup. But what these guys did today obviously was not perfect. We have to learn how to box out in the free throw. But it's good to learn when you win. And this team was amazing, special. It's the beginning of something that it's going to last for a long time. And from the first guy, all 12 guys came in and worked every day since August 1st. They got better, at least 1% or better every day. And they built the identity that we just shown, the resiliency. It wasn't perfect because we don't have a lot of experience in FIBA, but I think we're here showing that we can do great things. So thanks, Dylan. Thanks to all the guys, the organization, the board, the country for trusting me. And before I go to the questions, I know it's taking a little long, but I want to thank 2 people very special for me. One is my wife, Kelsey, because when you're away from home for so long, it's tough when you're doing, you're coaching in the World Cup and you're away from home and you miss your kids. So thanks for, supporting me. And then thanks to Coach Blatt. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with him. He's like my angel, and, he's always there for me, so thanks.
Thank you. We start with questions. Up here in the front, please.
Hi, Emmett Ryan from Ball in Europe. It's a question for Dylan. Dylan, you just had an amazing game there after the crowd have been on your back all tournament. Just got to ask, have you got anything you want to say to the haters?
I just appreciate you from the beginning. Everybody that was throwing shots at in Twitter and Instagram, watching me play. But, it just helps me get better and better each and every day. Motivates me to, be better on the court for my teammates, for whatever team I'm playing for. And just motivates me to keep going.
Thank you. We continue up here.
Donato Strumnas, basketnews.com. Coach, Team USA program was known for building, relationships, and now Canada finally has the best players in this program. What did you learn about the main guys, the new main guys of this team, like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Dylan Brooks, that maybe you didn't know about them as persons, personalities, basketball characters before starting this project?
I've learned that they're great people and that I would take them on my team from now until the end of my career, all of them.
Thank you. Can we get the microphone, second row?
Congratulations to you guys. Dylan, you could tell that this one really meant a lot to you. Can you explain why? what the real motivation was for you today?
Just a tough loss to Serbia, and around the locker room, we really wanted to play, U.S. And we got our wish. Germany played a great game and found a way to beat them. And I sent in the group chat that we got what we wanted. Let's be ready to play. And I was just feeling really good. I really wanted to play against Jaren Jackson, but I don't know what happened to him. I hope he's all right. Having that edge every single game, remembering how I prepared for the game, how I was trying to be a leader out there for my teammates. I got to bring this back to Houston.
I saw some questions on this end of the room. Yes, right here. Yes.
Good evening, Dylan. Ivan from Dagat, Philippines, and PNA. So, how was it like when those boosts turned into MVP chants?
It was my second time. They did the same thing in Jakarta. It's just amazing feeling to be recognized during the game. But I just never take it for granted. The work doesn't stop here. It keeps going. And I'm not satisfied, and neither is any one of us on this team.
I see one more question.
Jake Fisher with Yahoo Sports. Dylan, any particular reason why you wanted to go against Jaren? And also, since coming to Manila these last 3 games, your shot has seemed to just kind of be pretty pure, and you've been surprised when you've missed 7 and 8 today. Has there been something different, something that allowed you to get into more of a heightened rhythm out here?
I love playing against Jaren. It's just, the Memphis connection. I've been talking about this, since the season. First it was, Santi with the Spain, and then, able to, play against, guys that you, work with, for like 2 years, 3 years. Me, Jaren, I was there since he was a rookie. So, I hope he's all right. But what was your second question? I've just been countlessly working on it, paying real attention to it. Even before, we started working as a team in Team Canada. I feel like that's what I was missing. And then, just in, Toronto, they got this machine that, helps you with your arc. And I just had that number in my head, every single time with one of our coaches named Nate. And, every single time I'll just keep thinking and just keep working at it, just feel it out, and just be relentless, shooting the basketball. And then, after every practice, I'm shooting with Lou, 7 spots, competitions, just try and take it to another level. And, it's just being patient with it, and, it just comes out. And, I never wanted to, force shots or, hunt it. That was one of my, roles on this team is, shot selection. And, I feel like I did a pretty good job, this World Cup.
You did a great job.
One more question up here, yes?
Hey, Dylan Chrysostalda, Sport Out Greece. After everything that you've been through last season, how enjoyable was for you to have that succeed with Canada national team, and what would you like to take on from this, to carry on from this experience going to the next season with the Rockets?
It was so enjoyable. Obviously, the hate doesn't stop, it keeps going. But, just having, my country behind me, a head coach, behind me, general manager, all these guys behind me trying to, have me succeed, nothing with the politics, nothing with, anything to do with, I feel like with contracts or any of those things. I can succeed. It's hard to battle against the world and a team, so, it's just a great feeling, to win bronze, to continuously create history throughout this country. And that's why I said in the last couple of questions, it doesn't stop. You got to keep going because they love you when you're up, like right now. But when you have a bad game, they go right back to it. So, never to be satisfied and always keep working.
We continue over here in the back before we move to the front.
Karol Śliwa from Poland. Question to Dylan, talking about haters on a personal level. How does it feel to you to be a villain? Obviously, you're a tough player. It motivates you. But at the same time, probably it upsets you. You didn't do anything wrong to people.
It's just a persona. People love it. I've grown to, love it myself. It's just like Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. to Kobe Bryant, how he had to figure out how to, create a black mamba, a different persona when he comes on the court. So, I guess that's my persona, the villain, just on the court. But, I'm a loving, caring guy who, loves my kids, love my family, love my teammates, just love the world as well.
Dylan, Lewis from the Olympic Channel. Talk about how getting a medal in the World Cup maybe ignites even more of a fire to get medal in the Olympics in Paris.
Yeah, it's good. It's good momentum for us. To hold on to that throughout this season. I'm going to see a lot of my teammates, during this season, and guys that weren't here. And, that's just motivating to them as well, to join us, to, re-up and get better, to make a run in this Olympics. We got, like I said in a couple of interviews before, we got great players, we got a great coach, who, believes in us, who, has great schemes, very patient with us, finds a way to motivate us every single day, to get better and figured out how, to get guys in the NBA who you don't get paid for this, to sacrifice, something. So, it's, kudos to, Jordy. He's been one of my, best coaches I ever, played with. And, we're grateful, for, everybody in this thing.
I saw one more hand up here.
Hey, Jordy, I guess kind of piggybacking off what Dylan just said, what does the bronze medal today mean for Canada going into next year? And how different do you think next summer's team will look than the one that just did better in any World Cup in Canadian history?
The medal means a lot to the guys, the program, the board, the country, everybody, the coaches. I think that an accomplishment like this, you don't know what it is until you do it. We can go back and tell our people in the NBA, we were in the World Cup and we won a medal. All right, they just don't know what you went through together for all these days and wins and losses and the emotions, and it's just very different. So, they will never know. We are the only ones that know. So all these relations that we've built are going to stay there forever. I appreciate what Dylan said, and my love goes back to all these guys. Like I said, I take this guy on my team every day of the week from now until the end of my career. And at the end is because I know. I've been with him from the morning, days and weeks, and traveled, and like I said, wins and losses, and that's what really matters. About the team next year, I don't know. We have a great program. We have guys that are going to want to be part of it, and we'll decide when the time comes. But all these guys have the number one ticket because they've made this happen. And we believe in loyalty. Obviously, you come and you fight for a spot, but, we owe a lot to these guys. And if we want to build the right program, if we don't do it this way, it would not make sense.
We continue with some questions in Spanish for Coach Dylan, if you may go.
Appreciate
Thank you very much. Questions in Spanish. I see one right up here, yes.
Hola Jordi, José Ramón Alba de Baser CB, enhorabuena por la victoria.
Gracias.
Pero por lo que decías de Dillon, esa dualidad de ataque-defensa, de ser el héroe y el villano al mismo tiempo, ¿cómo importante ha sido para ti tener un jugador de esa calidad, de ese talento y que al mismo tiempo era siempre criticado, que al final siempre es un plus de motivación?
Lo más importante es el compromiso que él nos ha dado desde el principio. Y eso viene con mucho trabajo y demostrarlo al día a día. Yo creo que él también ha puesto mucho de su parte por intentar hacer lo que le hemos pedido, que después cuando él vaya a su equipo su rol será distinto, pero el que tenía aquí lo aceptó, firmó en lo que tenía que hacer y creo que nunca he visto a alguien que haga su trabajo tan bien hecho. Y bueno, si vais a, como ha dicho él, la eficiencia ofensiva, la defensa y su actitud, eso es lo que vale. Después lo de fuera, para mí es lo que, bueno, no me sirve mucho. Si a él le sirve de motivación, yo creo que cada jugador es distinto y lo respeto mucho, pero yo solo puedo decir que cosas positivas sobre este chico, porque sin él no estaremos aquí y evidentemente por el resto del equipo.
Thank you. I saw one more question up here, yes.
¿Qué tal, coach? Enhorabuena. Norberto González, Radio Nacional de España. A mí me gustaría preguntarte en lo personal, en este largo camino o corto camino para ti, ¿cuáles han sido las cosas que más te han marcado para llegar a este éxito que es conseguir la primera medalla mundialista para Canadá?
Bueno, creo que es un poquito temprano ahora porque son muchas emociones, pero bueno, son muchos recuerdos y al final son solo 6 semanas, pero es mucho tiempo, como he dicho, fuera de casa, lejos de mi mujer, mis hijos y al fin y al cabo el sacrificio que haces es muy grande, ¿no? Y cuando después trabajas con un grupo tan especial y que te da tantas cosas, es uno de unos momentos que nunca olvidas en tu vida. Entonces, puedo decir que tengo una medalla, que evidentemente es algo material, pero lo que he vivido no solo con los chicos, con el staff, con el cuerpo médico, con los entrenadores, con toda persona que está involucrada en el trabajo que hemos hecho, será una relación que nunca olvidaré, ¿no? Y al final esto se ve un poquito menos, pero todos somos partes del equipo y lo hemos hecho entre todos. Y creo que esto es lo más especial que me llevo.
Thank you. Do we have one more question in Spanish or a final one in English? Yes, over here.
Aris Vargas from Eurohoops, coach. I want to ask if you think that your Spanish upbringing and your career in the NBA makes you the ideal FIBA coach for a North American team. And also you talk about Coach Blatt. How inspiring for the whole team is the way that he deals with health condition.
Well, the first question, if I understood correctly, I mean, it's obviously my experience and my background. I think that's one of the reasons why I got the job was because I've worked in the NBA for 15 years, but I was born and raised in a city outside of Barcelona. The name of my city is Badalona. And I don't know if you guys know, but it's one of the best basketball cities in the world. A lot of good players, a lot of good coaches from my hometown. And I lived there until I was 26 years old. Then went to the NBA, coached with one of the best coaches, national team coaches ever, with Sergio. So I have my own path of learning in the NBA, learning in FIBA, my background in education, so on and so forth. So I think that's one of the reasons why they trusted me and gave me the job. And the only thing I can say is, thanks for believing in me. This has been a great experience. I've grown a lot as a person, as a coach. There's a lot of things I could have done better, but I'm ready to work again for the Olympics and give the best out of myself and the group. Second question about Coach Blatt. Like I said, I worked with Coach Blatt in Cleveland. You guys remember, I think it was 14, 15, 15, 16, if I'm correct. You know, him and I had a great connection. I was the head coach of the G League team. He was my boss. But obviously I knew where he came from, right? Because I've watched him coach for many, many years, and he's one of the best that has ever done it. His personality, how smart he is, how he communicates. Obviously, we connected. You guys know, what happened to him. After that, not just getting fired, but having a health condition. And I have a lot of respect for how he deals with it and how much he's done for me. And there's no bad days for him. He shows up with a positive attitude, and he helps me and everybody else, and that means the world to me, to the organization, and again, like I said before, thanks for being there for me, like my angel during games, practices, and every time I need him. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. This wraps up the press conference. Congratulations again, Coach.